I broke rule one, and that is that I don't work on car audio. Never have, never will. And yet, one shows up at my door. And it's like, oh, this is going to be easy. It's just the ribbon cable that goes between the detachable face that rotates around and the main board. And the guy's gone to all the work of getting the part, so I figured, okay, what the hell? It's just a ribbon cable. What could possibly go wrong? Let's check it out. I don't normally work on car audio. I got this one sent to me to have the flexible cable replaced, and the flexible cable should be here. That's the flexible cable. Yeah, I have no idea how these things come apart. This came to me from a neighbor. He just assumed that, oh, I can fix car stereos. I don't work on car stereos. I've never worked on car stereos. It was one of the things that I always avoided. I avoided car stereos like the plague. Where the shop that I worked at, we refused them. And the main reason that we refused them was because so many of the young kids would blow their stereo up, short the speakers or something, and blow their stereos. A lot of the time they were using balanced outputs on these amplifiers, the boosters and stuff. So you couldn't ground your speaker wires, and they would ground one of the wires, and well, something would go pop, and they'd bring it in, and it would be fixed. We didn't fix it because we didn't work on car stereo, but shop would fix it and send it out, and the kid would blow it up again because they would do the same thing that they did the first time. Hooked it up to a speaker that was grounded. They were usually a lot of times hooking it up to the factory speakers, and the factory speakers, the return was ground to the chassis. So the shop that I work for, he refused car stereo. He's no car audio, period. Don't care who you are, we don't fix car audio. And that was more than fine with me. Okay, that pops out there. Boy, where is that ribbon? Probably have to lift the CD deck out as well. Now will this lift out? Okay, there, that lifts out like that. That was easy. Excellent. This is the ribbon here. This is one half of it, right there. I'm just going to unplug the CD transport side of things. We'll just undo these. Get this out of the way for now. Alright, now this is the cable I got to change. And how is it wound up in here? Holy smoke, it's wound up on this. Oh, it's got a spring on it. Interesting. See this? It's wound up on a spring. That's what takes the slack out of it. Oh, this is going to be fun. I can just tell right now this is just going to be so much fun. Let's just lift this out of here. Unplug this. And pull that through. That should lift out now. I should unplug. And I see there's a couple screws here. These probably hold the front chassis on. We'll just take these two screws out, and that will probably lift off the front faceplate, I'm hoping. Is that all? Or is there more? Oh, there's probably more, but that's for starters. Oh, this is going to be fun, getting this thing out of here. I can see how it slides on, but how it goes on this side is the other part. This has got to come apart somehow. This has got to pop apart, I would think. Does this slide down or slide open? Looks like there might be a catch right here. Is that what this is? Oh, that's what releases it to open it. Okay. That's that. How does this come apart? It's got to come off of here. think. Okay, that pops out of there. Okay, that comes off. The head of the deck comes off there. Now, this is the ribbon. It plugs into this, I guess. Somehow this is going to come out of here. Maybe these small screws there. Maybe not, but that comes out, that holds that in place. Okay, that lifts this clip off. And I think these solder onto this. This goes around here. This is going to get soldered onto this plug. That's where that comes out, I think. But how the hell do I get it off of here? Got a couple screws on either side here, two little small screws like this. And this should lift out. This whole front end, I think, will lift off of this thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Is there another screw that's got to come out? Maybe this screw's got to come out here too. Now will this lift out? Seems like it wants to lift out. What is holding it? It should come out. This should lift out unless these other screws are holding it on the side here, which is possible. We'll try these ones. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we've got this piece out. See if I can get this, work on this any easier now that the front is out. I should be able to lift this. This piece comes out where it's wound up. Should be able to lift that out, or at least get the ribbon pulled through it. Yeah, that's what you do. You wind it up and you pull the ribbon through. So there might be a screw or two underneath here that's holding this faceplate on. So we'll just remove this faceplate or move the sticker and see if there's any screws. Hopefully there is, but I don't see any so far. This does pop off, that's for sure. There we go. Oh, the MG plate fell off. That'll have to be glued back on. This is glued in place, is what it is. Yeah, it's like, let's just make things impossible to service. Let's just glue the damn thing together. Let's build it like a Cybertruck with glued on panels. Talk about making things impossible to service. There we go. Okay, that covers off now. Now we can get to the ribbon to replace it. The ribbon cable is held in place with two little clips here. I guess there's some double-sided tape on there as well, so we'll just remove that and we'll pull this through here. And I got to get this this thing out of here. That'll just come off just like that. We can lift this whole spring out like this, and there's the old one, and it'll slide through just like that. Okay, that's the old one out of there. Oops, I ripped it. I ripped the shit out of it. Okay, I gotta take this connector off here and put it on the other one. Okay, got the soldering iron warmed up now. We should be able to just peel this thing off. Hot. It gets warm. There we go, that's one side up, and then this side should come off pretty easy. Just like that. Okay, let's get it onto the new one. Should have checked the broken one before getting into this. It's not the right part. Ah, for Christ's sake. Now, how's this going to fit? Right? A guy orders the part and brings the part in, and I go to put the part in, and, well, it's not the right part, for fuck's sakes. Yep, not the right part. This one went through here like this. It sat on here, it sat on those two notches like that, right? That's what supported it, and that's where it goes through right there. This one's too long. It's not going to work. Great. Oh well, I guess I'll have to get a hold of the guy that brought this to me and say, man, sorry. Better get the right part, because even this is longer, right? Even this piece is longer. I didn't notice that initially when I was taking it apart, that they weren't the same, but that's the case here, is that they're not. And I got a different part number and everything on it. Oh well, I guess I can give it back to him with the, say here, this is what you really need. You need this piece. Oh well, I guess I can't finish this one up. I'll just kind of stick it back together and give it back to him and say, sorry man, can't do much about it. Get the right part or we're screwed. I'll just throw the unit back together and hand it back to him until he can either get the right part or what he's going to do. The MG thing, I think he stuck that on himself. That doesn't, he just stuck that onto the blank faceplate, because it's just a Kenwood stereo, right? And this just drops down in here. Like that, and there's a plug that goes in over here on this side, and then there's a few screws that hold it together. A little clip, now a little cover that went on the front here. A little cover goes on there with a couple more little tiny screws. You take the faceplate off. In fact, I had one very similar to this. Faceplate goes on like that, and then that just, you flip that around. You open that up, and this thing flips around. I guess it might not be put together right, but that's okay. It's fine for now. It's fine. It's fine. And it goes on like this somehow. It clips in here like that, and then that just snaps on. And there's the other 2 screws that hold it back together. And there's a couple more screws I got to put in, just little tiny ones that go over to the front face. We'll put those on, and then I'll say thanks for watching, and if the guy gets the right part for this, we'll do a part 2 when we actually get the part to repair it. But that's kind of a bummer. That used to happen when I was in the business. We'd order a part, right? We'd order a part in from a manual, service manual, and sometimes the service manual covered multiple units, and there was addendums. And you'd order the main part out of the service manual, but there was a supplement manual that was sent out, and it had a different part number. And you'd ordered a part out of the service manual, and then you got the thing in and found that it was one of the ones that was made after a running change, and things like this were different. You know, they changed the dimensions of something, or you know, a component was changed, or something was changed that was made different, and it had a different part number. And you'd order the part number out of the service manual thinking that you got the right one, but no, the model that you were working on was a revision. So this could very well be the correct part for this machine, but you see this one here is, what is this one? This one's a KDC 515S, and there might have been a KDK 511S or X or C or just 515, and it used this one, and this other one uses this one. So I'm just going to hand them back this and say, look, this is the different part. You can see the difference here. It ain't gonna fit, and this one's also shorter too, you see. I guess it's about the same, but anyway, we got to get the right part for it. We'll do another one if and when we get the right part. Thanks for watching. Bye.